Yes, we're doing a Hollie's Hot Takes tonight instead of Hollie's Hot Spurs because there's been a lot that's been going on. Obviously, Hollie's Hot Spurs only normally happens when there's a game. We currently don't have a game, obviously, this week, but as I used to say, there's been a lot of drama, to say the least. So welcome in, everyone. Welcome. Hope we are as well as we can be after all the news that has gone on. Yes, we are a big mess, Stuart. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Dan. I know you set your reminder, mate. I appreciate it. Your alarm, even you set your alarm. I appreciate it. Hello, NS. Hello. Maybe in the future, I need to be a bit more organised to do that. To be honest, I'm not that organised, so maybe in the future. Hey, Hollie, get the popcorn ready. Yes, we do need the popcorn. Being a Spurs fan currently, because there's never, ever an easy day in the office, to say the least. Because there's been a lot going on. I mean, it's quite funny that Alistair Gold once again had a day off, and it all kicked off when he was off. The fact that obviously Conte has been sacked. We'll say sacked in a loose terms, because we'll get into it into a bit. Hi, Hollie. Another slow week for Spurs then. Yep, it always is. What comes to that, it's all right. To be honest, at this point, if you're a Spurs fan, you'd rather laugh, because otherwise you'll cry. That's the way things are going at the moment. My lighting looks horrendous. I look all ghosty. Bear with. Actually, I don't know if I can change that one. Let me turn these ones on. I wasn't organised. As you can see, I'm not very organised for hot takes. That's even worse. It's not going well, is it? Let's turn them down. Here we go. There's 16 of you, and I currently look like a ghost. But hey ho. Good evening. The therapy starts now. It does, MKP. It really does. So before I get into this commentary, I'm going to kick off with, I mean, everybody kind of knows what's been going on, but I'm going to save it. Please cheer us up. I'll try my best. It's quite hard. I currently look like a ghost at the moment because I can't sort my lights out. I have no lights. Yeah, I do have lights. They're just a bit bright, and I don't know why. It's made my face look really weird. Anyway, let's start with what's going on. And obviously that is that Antonio Conte has been sacked. And I do say it in loose terms because obviously it seems to be by mutual agreement. Now, you don't decide you're going to get sacked by mutual agreement. And the fact that's made me a little bit more concerned, shall I say? Maybe that's the wrong word. Bit sus is the fact that obviously Stellini is now at the helm. Now, normally if a manager is sacked, you see his fellow men or fellow women to be sacked with them, which isn't the case, as we see that Stellini is taking the reins and that Mason is going to be his assistant. And because we've had it's on mutual consent, to me, it kind of feels like it's a bit of a gardening leave scenario, in a sense that, all right, we'll carry on paying you, Conte, but we don't want you anywhere near the club. I feel like that's kind of the vibe that has happened, because otherwise, like I say, Stellini and the rest of the coaching staff would not still be there, but they are. So that's how I'm kind of feeling on terms of what's actually happened. Do I think it's necessarily the right thing? I'm a bit torn. Again, it's another manager that I would say has been let down by the board, but again, a manager that has had his faults. We cannot argue with that. Also, the players as well. Again, but obviously a lot lies with the board. I just think a lot of fans could see it coming. And obviously that has now come. Stellini screams no Poch. I'm gonna be frank. I don't think Poch is coming back, and I think it's gonna break many people. But again, I'm like, but what is there gonna be a benefit for Poch coming back? Yes, he loves the club, fairs, but I don't think anything's changed. And I think Poch would probably tarnish his reputation if he came back now. Maybe Levy did not want to pay off Conte's staff. Or that, I generally don't think that's the thing, though, Darren. I feel like it's more of the fact it's on mutual consent, the fact that Conte's had a lot going on in terms of health-wise and personal issues. To me, it feels like, right, we want to get rid of you, but we can't dismantle everything. Because can you imagine if Conte gets a sack, that means all his coaching staff leaves. That means we're left with Mason at the helm. And I know lots of people, including myself, do not want to see that again because we've still got a couple of games. Well, I say a couple. We've still got quite a few games to go to the end of the season. So to stop rocking the boat too much, I think that's what's happened, if that makes sense. Do you think Spurs fans will be prepared to have a new manager with a 5-year plan? Alan, at this rate, I think I've aged by about 50 years. So what can another 5 years hurt? In all seriousness, we've tried the instant winner manager twice now. It's clearly not going to work with our board. So I guess another project is what we're going to have to put up with again. I'm going to go back to Stuart because I said I'd bring his message back up. Who would you like as a new manager? I love Poch, but don't want to ruin him again. Would you rather someone new? Stuart, you've hit the nail on the head, my friend. Exactly this. I think it would be tarnish Poch's kind of, what's the words? I wouldn't say his like, I can't think of the word. Tarnish his reputation in a sense. He comes back, doesn't go quite right because again we had the same problems. And let's be honest, the last couple of months on to Poch, yes, there's lots of reasons to why it went bad, but it went bad. I think bringing him back now is too soon. So for me, I'd rather someone new, someone that plays the same attacking style football, exciting football. Because I think as much as we've tried this winner mentality and getting a manager in that's won stuff, it just hasn't worked, and that's because of our board's outlook on things. So oh my god, this state of my face. But yes, no. The cycle is complete, but this needed to happen. No Poch yet, too soon. We beat Chelsea and City under Stellini. I'm fine with him. Fairs. That's the thing. I think letting Conte go, but then both come into a mutual agreement of we'll pay Conte to the end. I don't know if this is facts, by the way. This is just the way I'm looking at it. Pay Conte to the end of the season to say stay the hell away, but we'll keep your coaching staff. I think it's probably the best of a bad situation, if that makes sense. What we need is a plan, whether it's a win now manager or project manager, and we need a plan to deliver. Agreed. That is the one thing we don't really have at Spurs. I don't know if we're ever going to get that plan. I think it's maybe more because Conte hasn't been sacked for results. It's about what he said, although we've been crap. I guess Levy is happy we stay around fourth. As we've said many times on this show and other countless YouTube shows, we all know that it's not a secret that the board want to go for top four over trophies. It's not a secret. It's facts. So yeah, I think top four is their main priority. Whether we can still get that, I don't know. Bayern fan here. I believe Nagelsmann would be perfect for you. Hello, YouTube tubs. YouTubes. Sorry, Z on the end. Welcome, my friend. I think he is the big one going around. I think there's lots of news outlets today saying that he would welcome an approach from Tottenham. I think it probably is our next best bet in terms of he plays the way Tottenham want to play or the way we used to want to play. He's been obviously about it in Germany. I think I'm not very good at Bundesliga, but I think he'll bring that element that Poch has that we all want. But again, I keep saying Poch is too soon. So yes, I think Nagelsmann's probably the best bet because it will give someone else that will play the way Tottenham used to play, and it might actually excite a few people again. Not saying that that's the best way to play because we all want to win. Maybe he will win, but I just think we need something fresh right now. But yes, Clement, thank you. Big up everyone. Is good football the most basic and essential element? Winning is the element I want, but we haven't got that through born winners at the club. So maybe this approach of actually backing someone that wants to play football that looks nice might be the way forward. I don't know. I think we're still going to fossil football, but the players will be a bit more relaxed since we're playing under Stellini. Possibly, I think you made a good point, Darren. I don't think the football's going to change under Stellini. I'm just a bit happier that we haven't got Mason at the helm because, again, I think everything would shift. I think I know Mason gets a lot of stick on social media. I just don't think he's quite at that level yet to jump. And yes, he's been interim manager here, there, and everywhere for us in recent years. But I'm glad Stellini's staying. Could Stellini get the job if he gets top four? I don't think so. I think he's just here to stable the boat, Kelly, I think, till the summer. I think Nagelsmann is what we're going for. Nagelsmann or nothing, to be honest with you, Benjamin, who knows at this point? I think, who was it who said above? Was it... someone who said about an identity. I can't remember who it was, but it was a very good comment in terms of we just need to find our identity again because it's absolutely been washed. Nagelsmann is who I'd like. I think I go. Nagelsmann is who I'd like. I think that's me too. I don't really know much about him. Just that I know that his football's the way we used to play. So I would assume that would be the one we go for because I don't think anybody can deal with what we've seen after the last couple of years. And don't get me wrong, I was happy to sit there and watch arse football if it meant we won something at the end, but we haven't got there, sadly. So, yeah, I think we need a switch up. Stellini was the helm of Sheffield United the night that changed everything. Agreed. Hollie, am I typing in? I struggle to read it back, lol. If we don't get Nagelsmann, there is no reason why we should have sacked Conte. That is very true. I guess. I think the reason he's sacked is because of his comments out of the board. It hasn't really helped him in his favour. Not saying that it wasn't right, because I think what he said, everybody's been thinking for a long time. He just had the balls to say it out loud, so that probably didn't help his corner. I think I read something yesterday that he's the 4th manager in the Premier League to pick up so many points or something. I could be talking absolute waffle, but I think in terms of managers we've had, I think he's above. I think it goes. Who was it? I saw it earlier on Twitter. I think he's like 3rd for Tottenham managers for most points, which is a bit mad to think we've got rid of him, but here we are. The next 10 games will be Conte style with Stellini in charge. Might as well end the season now. Nick, have hope, man. Actually, no, don't have hope. We've had hope all season. It's all gone to pot. As far as me, I hate 5 at the back. See, you play 5 in defence. Should go at the end of the season. Clement, I think he will be. I think we've just kept him to stable the boats. Like I said, I think this mutual consent sacking is so that Conte can stay the hell away, still get paid, but we get to keep everything else that came with Conte just to stable everything, I think. Nagelsmann will be great. Young manager, fresh ideas. He won't be cure all of the elder club will step in the right direction. I think it's a step in the right direction. Like we said, we haven't had that identity for a very long time. So this moment of time, I'm just like, if you're going to get him, but back his ideology, because I can't be asked with to-ing and throwing again for another season. And if you get Nagelsmann, you definitely need to give him time, which Brian has none of. Well, not a lot of Spurs fans have a lot of time. We're all very impatient. But I think I think the real downfall is the fact that, yes, Conte got top 4 last season. I think if we were to win a trophy this season, I don't think many fans would be calling for his head for the way he plays his football. But because it hasn't worked out, I don't think anybody wants to sit through that anymore. So I think as long as Nagelsmann, it sounds horrific, but as long as Nagelsmann settles in, gives us games that's good to watch, I think people will grow in patience. And hopefully at the end, that will hopefully bring us a trophy in the end of it. Because like I said, this instant winning mentality of getting a manager that's been here, done it all, hasn't worked. Antonio Conte, Tottenham manager, leaves after 16 months in charge. The never-ending cycle of Tottenham Hotspur. I can't remember how many managers we're in now with Levy and Ennick. It must be about, is it 11 or something ridiculous? How convinced are you that Stellini will hit top 4? Not convinced myself. Thoughts? I don't know. I'm a bit torn. This new manager bounce might come in full force. I mean, I think a lot of Spurs players that was coming out saying they were fed up with Conte's training regime, which again isn't the first time we've seen players absolutely put their manager under the bus. But for me, I don't know. It's going to be a struggle. I feel it was a struggle even before we got rid of Conte, even when we were playing well. So be interesting to see. Like we say, the board always want top 4. I don't think it'd be a horrendous thing if we finished 5th, which does sound bad, because again, if you get Champions League football, it means you encourage players to come across to Tottenham, which I think we kind of need in lots of different positions. But it might not also be so bad, because it might make the board wake up and be like, hang on, you slipped too far now. You need to actually make some significant spendings, but we'll see. I don't know. With the new manager, we usually see players give 100%, make sure they make start 11, as we see the same staff bearing Conte. Do you think he will see the same as Spurs? I think we will. I think it will be a new manager bounce. They all want to impress Stellini. Yes, Stellini's been there with Conte, but again, he's the one picking the side officially now, shall we say. So, yes. Dan? Remember, I'm an egg when it comes to names. My biggest fear is Nagelsmann is waiting for the Real Madrid draw, which is open in the summer. You reckon? Do you think they'll come and slip out? There was rumours that Poch was going to Real Madrid. I don't know how true that is either. The world of rumours does my head in. I think Conte's comment about the board did help him because he wanted out. I mean, I guess so. It also needed to be said. So lots of people will say, "Oh, you can't speak like that," blah 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 blah. But I think everybody was thinking it. So what? If we didn't concede that dodgy pen against Southampton, Conte would have had the best win ratio as Spurs manager, I think. I think you're not far off that, to be fair, Cantab. I don't think you're wrong. Again, it's just, I still can't get my head round how that was a draw. I still can't get my head round it. You're not ready for Spencer and Dougie. Well, word has come out today as well that Emerson Royale is unfit to the end of the season. To think we had all those wing backs to now only having a couple. I mean, it's absolute madness. 15 managers under Levy. There you go. But it's not the manager's fault. It's not the manager's fault. Nagelsmann would definitely play Spencer Nadouye and Stanisic start the UCL for the heaven's sake. That would be. I'm excited to see those come back because I think I haven't really been following Nadouye, but I've probably butchered his name there. But I've been following Spence, and Spence has been playing very well for Rennes. So hopefully they come back in the summer and it'll be a newly refreshed team. Come on, Spurs players, prove to Conte you're not selfish. And it freaking worked. If the summer comes around and Carlo Ancelotti being an option, ooh, interesting. Who knows at this point in time? Like I said, I don't want Poch back, and I've been very vocal about that. I just don't think it's the right time. Again, if he comes in, I back him, obviously, but I don't think it's the right time for Poch. Nagelsmann, and obviously word on the street. Ancelotti, who knows? Who knows? It's probably a crap answer, Benjamin. I'm sorry. Vincent coming on. Oh, sorry, my bad. Possibly. I just think again, it's quite a big jump, personally. For now, I think he needs another job after that to then come to Spurs. Maybe it's not a bad shout. Maybe for the future, because who knows? In the next 18 months, we might be looking for another manager. Nagelsmann agent has said he's weighing up his options in the summer. Oh, interesting. So yeah, it could be Madrid. Pronunciation, Udogi. Is that actually how you say it? It's embarrassing that Spurs fans still support Levy. What mind powers does he have over them? Being reported he's upping the season ticket prices. He has no shame. I actually saw this as well. I saw this. I literally saw it as I came out of work, and I was like, no way. That man and his timing is such an egg. To think we sacked our manager for lots of different reasons. And I'm not saying Conte is scot-free, but the fact that it blows my mind. It blows my mind that people can still sit there and say that they're not a problem. And it blows my mind after what Conte has said that Conte was in the wrong. Yes, maybe he is for vocally saying it, but we're all bloody thinking it. He wants the Brazil job. Would anyone want Harry? Oh, I mean, I'm just saying. Harry Redknapp's, good old Harry. Bit of roly-poly at half-time, man. We'd be living lavish. I do love Harry Redknapp. He's probably one of the managers I remember from being little. It was the business. I think you would get a tune out of some of the players as well, but I don't know. I think if you've got Nagelsmann and Harry, sadly, I think you're going to choose Nagelsmann, aren't you? According to TalkSport, Doggy is how you pronounce a doggy. A doggy. There we go. We're going to have pronunciation elocution lessons with Hollie Boom from now on. But no, it's been an absolute shit show the last couple of days. And the fact that they did it on a Sunday night as well, it just gets you thinking. It was what's the word? Damage control, damage limitation. We'll do it when everybody's just off to go to bed. We'll hit them with the sacking. Boom. Good night. So yeah, we're not great at doing things like this. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season pans out. Whether these players are going to actually start playing again for the new manager bounce. Whether Levy does have the balls to be like, you know what, haha, this is the big finger, we're upping our season ticket prices. I wouldn't put it past him. Conte to Madrid, or do we get whoever Madrid don't want out of Poch and Nagelsmann? Who knows, Dan? Who knows? I don't want Poch. I do not have a clue, Darren. Facts and figures, not facts. I mean, figures are not my thing. If all else fails, get Phil Wrexham manager and watch him bark curses at players. Can you imagine the things Dyer would get called? Oh, my Lord. Is Tottenham going to place Harry Kane? Sale Harry Kane, Sam? What are you trying to say, my friend? In terms of Harry Kane, I think we're pushing to make him the club, not martyr, that's probably the wrong word, but the club top dog, shall we say. It's probably the best way I'm going to put it, in terms of to try and keep him. If I was Harry Kane right now, not knowing where my future lies, I would probably be seeking elsewhere in another Premier League, probably most likely going to be Man United. Could I see Harry doing that for himself? If he wanted a trophy, I'm not saying that Man United are going to win a trophy next season, but if they wanted to win something, and it not being City, because I don't think City are going to come after him again, it would probably be Man United. That means he can still run after the Alan Shearer all-time record Premier League person scorer. If he goes abroad, it'd be Bayern probably. But again, that means he'll lose out on that personal accolade of top goal scorer in the Premier League. So I don't know. I really don't know. But again, someone made a point the other week. I think it was Wes on the show who was like, he's got a young family. He's so well respected at Spurs. If he goes to Man United, is he going to get as much awe as what he gets at Spurs? I don't know. So it was quite a cool spanner in the works from Wes last week. So who knows? Kane might just come out and be like, "No, I'm staying at Spurs for the rest of my time." So yeah, be quite sad if we don't win him. I think. I don't know what that means. Kane manager. We probably do a bit better. Well, to be honest, we just need 11 Kanes, 12 Kanes actually to be the manager as well. You reckon Newcastle? Possibly. It's a good shout actually. I didn't think of that. Maybe Newcastle. I don't know. I think it just determines what Harry wants. I'm gonna say no because when I looked at it, I went blind. It is atrocious, and yes, I know there's a lot of Spurs shirts behind me. They're not all from the Tottenham store, all right. But I will not be purchasing that one because it literally looks like Wish Lego on a shirt. We've got for an interaction that he isn't going to Newcastle. To be honest with you, I don't really know. I'm not Kane's head. I just think personally, if he wants trophies and he wants to chase the most goals in the Premier League, it's going to be with United. If he's not that fussed about trophies, which again, I think it would be very rare for a player that will want to leave his career with no team trophies, I'm going to say, because he's won so many personal accolades. Yeah, it would be Man United. But if he's not bothered about that, he'll stay at Spurs. Have you got an intruder? We go get him. And who was it? Someone on Twitter said, "Oh my god, what's his name?" I get it really wrong because I'm going to forget his name. He said, "Now that Conte's gone, does that mean Harry Winks is back?" I don't think so. I really don't think so. Wish I bought that navy gold Under Armour jersey you got behind you, Sonny. I got that from Classic Football Shirts. So you may be able to have a look. That's pretty much where I get all my shirts from now. Is Classic Football Shirts. I think that one in the corner I got from Classic Football Shirts. That one I've got off Face Bay, I think. That one was Nike. Those two were Spurs, but it was many moons ago. That one I had when I was 12 and it still fits. That one's from Classic Football Shirts. That one I can't remember. That one's from the Spurs shop. That one's from the Spurs shop. That one's got Ericsson on the back. Can't really see it, but it's the HP one. That's from Thingy Shirts. That one I think I had when I was 12 too. So yeah, they're not all mine, but yes. Sorry, I'm just going through my shirt collection because whenever somebody's new that comes in and goes, "Oh, you rant about Enick, blah, 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 but look all the shirts you've got." Yes, but I've had them for many moons and they're not all from Enick. So, yes, I'm guessing Sam meant Tottenham going to Harry Kane with a manager choice, but just a guess. I don't know what pallicate means. Does it mean he's going to make him the big boss, basically? Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Darren. What do you think happened to Son, even though he's second highest goal scorer this season? I honestly don't know. I think Perisic hinders him. I think having Perisic in behind him, cutting in, it just kind of, he loses where he is with Son. I don't think that's obviously all of the reason why Sonny isn't performing how he was. I think breaking his nose obviously didn't do him any good either. I think he was kind of like, "Oh shit, my face." So to put it in lucid terms, is probably why he hasn't done as well with confidence. But yes, I think we all have bad seasons, but Sonny's having a very bad season. I don't know whether that's because he's set the bar so high that when he's not playing to his best, everybody thinks there's something wrong with him. But yeah, it is very frustrating because we all know how good Sonny is. I just don't know what's up with him. My lighting's really annoying. Anyway, your shirt collection is very impressive. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, my friend. It's been a long time making. I still want to get a few more shirts. Like Geezer's shirt collection on Twitter is trumped mine. It's a madness. I think he literally has every shirt ever made by Spurs, which is pretty mad. Oh, make sure Harry's happy. Yes, I think that is the main goal now for Spurs. I think that's what they're going to do to keep him, I think. But yeah, there's also news coming out. Obviously, we all know about Paratici and the fact that he's been a naughty boy. But it seems that he could be leaving in the summer too, which means we will be out at the OF, which is lovely. So that's another thing to think about. It's just an absolute whirlwind of mess at the moment. Did Sonny suddenly come under pressure after setting a goal standard that got into his head? Possibly. I just think with Sonny, he set the bar so high. So if he's not performing at that anywhere near that level, we all think he's having an absolute dodgy season, which I think he is. But I think having Perisic from that side just absolutely hinders him. Oh God, Kelly. Please don't mention the Dom Bellies, the Dom 5 Bellies, as I used to call him. Who knows? Whenever a new manager comes in, especially one like Nagelsmann, that I guess would be a little bit to Ndombele's strength in the terms of the way he could create play. But we've seen it. It's his attitude and his lack of dedication, shall we say, lack of fitness also, which I don't think is really going to help him when he comes back. If he comes back, I think he is coming back. With Lo Celso again, maybe spark a bit of creativity, which I'm hoping Nagelsmann will reimburse into the side. Again, I don't think he's going to be any better than what he was when he left. Regulon, though, I don't know, maybe. Again, we seem to be lacking in wing back specialties, shall we say, especially with Emerson obviously being injured again, which I must say he did very well towards the end. But yes, I really don't know, Kelly. I wish I had a crystal ball, but I don't think that Ndombele is going to cut it out of those three. He is, man. He is. That's never going to happen, Sam. What would you want to see in 5 years for Spurs? A trophy. That's all I've ever wanted to see in the last, well, the one since 2008 is a trophy. So I would definitely like to see a trophy. At this point, I don't even care what caliber it is. I just want a shiny thing. But yes, a trophy. It'll probably take the full extent of those 5 years unless we get fed up again and sack another manager. Because who was it who said it was earlier? Was it 15 managers under Levy and Ennick? So when people say it's not the board, I beg to differ. Paratici faced criminal charges to be decided here in Italy on Monday. Well, yeah, he's probably gone. We could probably kiss that one bye-bye. But yes, it's been a very, very messy couple of days. It's literally dragged out for over a week and a half, isn't it? Darren, dreams do come true sometimes. I'll probably be about 90. But it's fine. We can hope. But yes, it's been an absolute mess. We've been waiting for this news for a week and a half now. I think everybody knew it was inevitable, but like everything, Spurs like to drag it out and keep Spurs fans in the dark and never tell us anything. Here he is, Roy. You've missed Winks. I'm sorry, I've taken him out of the corner. Could you bear dull football if we won silverware? Yes. If it meant a trophy at the end of it, yes. A trophy and winning is the ultimate thing of why you play football or why you support football, is to win, not to watch prettiness. Guaranteed, the last couple of years have been atrocious. We were so close. Imagine if rather than sacking Jose moments before a final, imagine we kept him with one against City. Because City are our bogey team, but we're never going to win that with Mason. Sorry, Mason. But yes, I don't care if I watch boring football as long as I get a trophy at the end of it. Guaranteed, like I said, Conte, it obviously hasn't worked out. But yeah, I don't dull football to win anything. That's the ultimate goal of football, is to win. Our next manager must full control over football matters. Scrap the DOF for good. I thought the DOF was good because it meant that Levy kept his little fingers out, but clearly that isn't the case. Man just keeps dabbling. The court case was cancelled today and moved to the 10th of May. Ooh. We will get the ultimatum then. But no, I think that's pretty much done and dusted. I think he's off skis, not going to lie. But no, it's been a crazy roller coaster, especially last night. And you think, oh, Jesus Christ, it's nearly bedtime. Vera's finished. And then the news comes out that Conte's sacked or left on mutual consent. So yes, it's been crazy. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in for Hollie's Hot Takes. It's a short one tonight because obviously it's just me babbling rather than a panel of guests. Hollie's Hot Spurs Live will be back Tuesday because obviously we play Everton on Monday. There's only a few more Hollies Not Spurs left because obviously there's only a few more games. So make sure you tune in for those ones. Before I go, I'm just going to read Roy's comment because I know he's coming late. I'm more disappointed with the players, to be fair. What changed when we were doing so well last year? I think I could guess where the rates are locker regards on this Conte. I think we will. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Wow, there's 33 of you. So when you disappear, or when I disappear, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like I say, tune in for Hollie's Hot Spurs Live next Tuesday. Get it in the diaries. We'll have some other guests to dissect the games, and probably we'll go into how Stellini and Mason have done in the game against Everton. There will be an instant match reaction straight after as well, so you'll have that to look forward to. And like I say, like we always say, Spurs fans, come on you Spurs, I guess. But yes, thank you all for your amazing comments. You can rewatch this and all of that jazz, but I'm sure I will see you in the near future. Until next time, come on you Spurs.